Shelley, may I know what you were doing in my drawing room?
Oh, merely listening. I have a passion for listening to TV. One could hear such wonderful things.
Doesn't that sound like rather tempting Providence?
Oh, surely, Providence can resist temptation by this time.
I'm glad that you're called. I'm going to give you some good advice.
Oh, pray don't. One should never give a woman anything she can't wear in the evening.
It seems you're as willful as you used to be.
Oh, far more. I have greatly improved, and I have had more experience now.
Too much experience is dangerous. Pray have cigarettes. Half of the women in London smoke cigarettes. But personally, I prefer the other half.
Oh, thanks. I don't smoke. I never smoke. And my dressmaker wouldn't like it anyway. A woman's first duty is to her dressmaker, isn't it? And the second duty, no one has yet discovered.
You've came here to send me Robert Chilton's letter, haven't you?
To offer it to you on conditions. How did you have guessed?
Because you haven't mentioned the subject. Have you got it with you?
No, a well-paid dress has no pockets.
What's your price for it?
How absurdly English you are. You know the English saying about the checkbook can solve all the problems in the world. But my dear Arthur, I've had more money than you have. Quite as much as Rob Chilton's, to be honest. Money is not what I want.
So what do you want, Mrs. Sheffield?
Why don't you call me Laura?
I don't like this name.
Oh, well, you spoke it.
Yes, that's why.
Arthur, you loved me.
Yes,
And that's going to be alive.
this is the natural result of me loving you.
And you threw me away because you thought you saw, or you claimed that you saw poor Lord Mortlake trying to have a violent flirtation with me over the coffee at Tenby.
I'm under the impression of my lawyer settling the matter with you under certain terms that are dictated by you.
Well, back then I was poor and you were rich.
So you pretended to love me.
I loved you, Arthur.
My dear Mrs. Sheffield, you're far too clever to know anything about love.
I did love you, and you loved me. You know you loved me. And love is such a wonderful thing, isn't it? When a man has once loved a woman, and I suppose he's willing to do anything for her, except continue to love her.
Yes, except that.
Last time, when I saw you at the Chilton's, I knew you were the only person I'd ever cared for. And so, on the day you marry me, you may have the letters, and that is my offer. If you promise to marry me now, you can have the letter straight away.
Now,
Tomorrow?
are you really serious?
Yes, quite serious.
I think I will make you a very bad husband.
I don't mind having bad husbands. I've had two, and they amuse me immensely.
You mean that you amuse yourself immensely, don't you?
What do you know about my marriage life?
Nothing, but I can read it like a book.
What book?
The book of numbers.
Do you think it is quite charming of you to be rude to a woman in your own house?
In case of a very fascinating woman, sex is a challenge, not a defense.
I suppose it's a compliment then. Oh, my dear Arthur, women are never disarmed by compliments. The men always are. I think there is a difference between the two sexes.
As far as I know them, they are not disarmed by anything.
Well then, you're going to allow your greatest friend, Robert Chilton, to be ruined rather than marrying someone who has considerable attraction left. I thought you had improved by making some self-sacrifice, Arthur.
Oh, I do that as it is. The self-sacrifice is a thing should be put down by law. It's so demoralizing to the person who sacrifices oneself for the others. They always go to bed.
As if anything could demoralize Robert Chilton. You seem to have forgot I know his real character.
What you know about him is not his true character. It is a bundle of mistakes in his youth.
How you men stand up for each other.
How you women war against each other.
I only war against one woman, and she's Gretchen Chilton. I hate her, and I hate her more than ever.
Because you have brought a real tragedy to her life.
No, Arthur, no. There is only one real tragedy in a woman's life. The fact that her past is always about her lover and her future is invariably her husband.
Lady Chiltern has no idea about your life.
I have always found a way to get what I want at any expenses. And I guess that is one of the reasons why there was never any more sympathy between us. Arthur, I'm telling you, no matter what, I am ready to get my diplomatic career and this privilege of being your wife. You reject me, very well. If Sir Robert does not uphold my Argentine scheme, I will expose him. Vow that
You mustn't do that. It is foul, horrible, and infamous.
Don't use big words, Arthur. They mean so little. It is merely a commercial transaction. I offer Robert Chiltern a letter, a certain thing. He won't pay my price. Fine, he will pay the world a greater price. There is no more to be said. Well, goodbye. Would you take my hand?
With you? No.
Arthur, you are so unjust to me. I didn't go to taunt Gretchen at all, and I had no idea of doing anything when I entered. I called Lady Markley simply to ask whether my diamond bangle is. I lost it somewhere last night, and I found it in the Chilterns. If you don't believe me, you can ask Lady Markley, and that was the original of the whole thing.
A diamond bangle?
How do you know?
Because it is found. I found it myself. I stupidly forgot to tell the butler anything about it as I was leaving. This is the bangle?
Yes, I'm so glad that I can get it back. It was a present.
Won't you wear it?
Certainly. Oh. When did you get it back?
10 years ago. On Lady Berkshire. From whom you stole it from.
What do you mean?
I mean that you stole the bangle from my cousin, Mary Berkshire, to whom I gave it when she was married.
That is not true.
Suspicion fell on the wretched servant, who was sent away in disgrace. I recognized it last night. I determined to say nothing about it till I had found the thief. I have found the thief now, and I have heard her confession.
It is not true.
You know it is true. Thief is written across your face at this moment.
I will deny the whole affair from the beginning till the end. Ouch. And I would say I have never seen this wretched thing in my life, and it's never been in my possession.
This is the drawback. You never know how wonderful a thing that you stole is. You can't take this bangle off.
You brute! You coward!
Don't use big words. It means so little.
What are you going to do?
I'll ring my servant. When he comes, we'll call the police.
No, please! Please don't! I will do anything you want.
Give me Robert Chiltern's letter.
Stop, stop! Let me have time to think.
Give me his letter. This is it?
Yes.
For a well-dressed woman like you, Mrs. Sheffley, you let me down.
Well, will you get me a glass of water? Thank you. You know, I can't bear such an upright gentleman, an honourable English gentleman, so shamefully deceived. And so,
Well?
you know, somehow I found Richard Chiltern's dying speech and confession straight into my pocket.
What do you mean?
It means I'm going to send Robert Chiltern the love letter his wife wrote you tonight.
A love letter?
I need you, I trust you. I'm coming for you, Gretchen.
You wretched woman. Must you be thieving? Give me back the letter, or I'll get it from you by force. You shall not leave my room until I got it.
Too late. Good night, Green. You should never give a woman anything.
The cigarette. Half one.
You have guessed.
Because it did not mention the subject. Do you?
Has not been discovered yet.
Okay.
No, Arthur. There's only one real tragedy in women's life, which is her fuck. Which is her fuck.
Children knows nothing about the kind.
What book?
The book of Numbers.